dear Venerable monks, upasakas, upasikas, once again, welcome, hearty welcome to the Sunday evening Dhamma program. As some of you know and some of you may not know, it's every Sunday evening gathering. So this is something very important for us to be consistent in our practice. If you really want some benefit from the teaching of the Buddha, you got to be consistent. You need to be consistent. And one of the way is to visit a place, a Dhamma center, at least once in a week. If you look in the traditional Indian culture, there was this custom of visiting a vihara, a spiritual place, during full moon day, new moon day, and the 2 Ashtamis. And more so during the Shravan Mas, this rainy month, Vasa month. It is very much a part of the practice. So I think the modern version of that would be the 4 Sundays. So you have the 4 Sundays. Why it is called holiday? Because you need to make your mind holy, a bit more holier than the last week. You see, a bit by bit, step by step, as Buddha said, anupubbena medaving thokang khane khane. Just like the goldsmith, somebody who works in the gold, little by little, bit by bit, it removes the particles which are not pure in the gold. It takes out so that the gold is more purer and purer. In the same way, we clean our mind a bit by bit. And we clean our mind of the klesas. Klesas are those elements in the mind that pollutes our mind, so that our mind can be more purer, clearer, and we can be more happier. So today, I would like to share one sloka, gatha from the Buddha's teaching. It's called Appasutayang Puriso Bali Vaddo Ajirati Mansani Tassa Vadhanti Panya Tassa Na Vadhati. So the English of the translation is, the man of little learning grows old like the ox. His muscles grow, his wisdom grows not. Okay, so it's a very harsh statement, comparing somebody to an ox, but there is a meaning, there is a very strong meaning behind this gatha, which is wisdom, knowledge. If you look at human and animal, what is the difference? The difference is the knowledge, the wisdom. The animal also breathes, eats, sleeps, procreates, and then dies. So, are we similar? We need to be different. So that is the meaning of manusya, manasa, which means somebody who can manasa, who can develop the mind, is manusya. So little learning. So Buddha is mentioning here about little learning. So we have some knowledge about everything actually. Today, especially in today's time, with the reels, you get a short knowledge about any subject, right? Anybody can get some subject, some knowledge. Oh, what is this? Oh, tick. What is that? Tick. So you have some knowledge, a little knowledge. But Buddha said in one place, little knowledge is danger. Little knowledge is danger. You see. So that's why Buddha is saying, if you have a little knowledge, you're just growing older. You're physically growing. Maybe you call yourself elder because your hairs are becoming grayer and grayer. But what about the knowledge, the wisdom? So Buddha is saying here is that if you don't do that, then you are just growing in vain. You are growing for no good. You see. So we have to grow our knowledge. We need to focus on particular knowledge that we want to gather. Just a short video short reels will not really help us much. In fact, it is distracting. It can be very distractive, you see. So I think one of the very good way is to read. You see, reading I think can never be replaced by videos, audios, because when reading you are actually having to put lot of effort, lot of focus, because you need to see the word, the spellings, you see, you have more work to do, and that help us to focus more, that help us to really focus more. And then it will remain in our mind. It will be imprinted much more strongly. So therefore, we need to gain knowledge on different subjects that we want to gather, whether it can be spiritual, whether it can be health or any other aspect, any other topic that matters to us, that are helpful to us, you see. Of course, spiritual knowledge is the highest, but then any other knowledge as well, we need to read. We just read sometime, maybe during the school time, the college time, but then after the books are too far from us. We are too busy in the reels, one reel after another. So really gaining knowledge through reading is so helpful. And then when you read something, you can discuss with each other. You can have this great, wonderful, healthy, meaningful, beneficial, productive conversation with each other. Now there is no conversation. Everybody is reeling. reeling. I don't know, you will reel and fall where? We don't know. You will fall in a pit, you see. So therefore, we can really have a good conversation, discussion, you see. So I think if you are too much on reeling, you are almost like it's a modern form of gossiping. You see, you're just gossiping around, which are just not very helpful. So therefore, the Buddha is saying that we need to read. So gain more knowledge. So this gatha was spoken by Buddha after a certain one incident, one story. This is the story of a monk called Lalu Dai. His name was Lalu Dai, not Lalu Prasad. Okay, Lalu Dai. So he was very interesting monk, but very funny kind of a monk. So he was not very focused on learning, memorizing, repeating, thinking, and learning new thing. He was careless. He was a bit careless, and he was very, his focus was very less and distracted, and a bit too casual, too careless. So he doesn't have good knowledge of the teaching. So what he will do, when it is an occasion where he is invited, as a monk, we get invited during somebody's funeral, death ceremony, or some different ceremony in the house, or sometimes people come here for some ceremony. So monks are expected to speak something that suits the occasion, especially say somebody is sad. It's a death ceremony, it's a death, then you need to speak something that is connected to death, and at the same time it can help people to come out of that sadness, that kind of difficult time. So this monk, what he would do is he will speak something about joy, or something which are completely opposite to the occasion, right? He will speak something very different, which is not appropriate for the occasion. And sometimes when it is very joy, say somebody got married, or you got a new son, such kind of occasion, the monks are invited to the house for a food and some offerings, and he will speak something about sad. He speaks something which is about sadness, about some kind of a difficulty. So he was not speaking on the right occasion what to speak. And then the Buddha was told about this, and the Buddha said that, Buddha said this gatha, that when you don't have knowledge, you speak something irrelevant. You just speak something which is nonsensical, something not appropriate to the occasion. You see, when you focus on some reading, something which is good, healthy, you are actually able to organize your mind. You are able to arrange your thoughts. Your thoughts are not distracted. And sometimes these days people speak about, say, distraction, overthinking. I think part of the reason is we don't have a focused activity. You may say job, but jobs, when you are in a job, you are speaking to somebody, you're doing this, you're writing something, you're calling somebody, it's a bit distracted, so there can be less focus. But if you have moment of focus, like meditation, like reading something, it will really rearrange your thoughts. You see, that's what Buddha, then the Buddha said this gatha to that occasion, that if you are having less knowledge, you are not increasing your knowledge, you are not updated with your knowledge, or you are not clear about your knowledge, then you can be not a good communicator. Your communication, you see, may not be conversation, the communication, interaction, your discussion, your speech, your talk, your ideas will not be so good. And now more interesting part of the story is the past life story of this monk. You see, it's more interesting. So at one point in his past life, he was a farmer, and he had 2 ox, 2 ox, and one of them died. So now he was very helpless because to plow you need 2 ox, then he asked his son to go to the king to get 1 more ox for him. But his son said, no, I won't go, you only go, I don't have time, I can't go. He says, so then he thought, okay, I'll go. And because he's, in that life also he was a little bit not very organized mind, he was not so sort of educated, you can say. So his son taught him how to ask. He actually prepared one particular phrase. Okay, you have to exactly say this, not much, not less. Otherwise you will make a mess, So his son was so concerned that even to ask for just 1 ox, his father would make it confused, So his son told him how to ask. Great king, I had 2 oxen, mighty king, to help me till my land. But one of them is dead. Pray give me another, your highness. So this is what his son taught him, prepare him. This is exactly how you should say, But what did he say? He said, I had 2 oxen, mighty king, to help me till my land, but none of them is dead. Pray take my another, your highness. So this is what he said. He said, I have 2 oxen, they are not dead, so just take another one. You see, so he was so careless, you see. I recently saw one video where a very big VIP, of president of some country, very big country, I think he had this habit of drinking, drinking a lot. And because he was a big drinking man, when he came to public, he was a bit drunk, So he spoke some very random, stupid thing. He was being a president of a big country. So you can see when you are not organized, you can really speak something very strange, and I think you don't have the clarity of what you're speaking, and also sometimes you're speaking something, but you are not aware of what you're speaking, which means you say something and you already forgot what you have said. You see, you said something, but you already forgot what you said, because your memory is also too flickery. It is too temporary, too weak, you see. So I think when you memorize or read or whatever, it actually helps you to empower your own memory. You see, you can actually remember what you said. Many times people don't remember what they said. They said something, but they don't remember. Did I say it? They don't know whether they said it or not. You see, so if we don't update and connect with the knowledge, the reading, gaining more deeper knowledge through reading, I think our mind will become more and more distracted and more confused, and there will be no gaining, because when you read, gain knowledge, so your inner wisdom rises, you see. So there is a 2 part of it. One is knowledge, one is wisdom. So knowledge is, of course, you can say an information. It's somebody like, say, Buddha has wisdom, and Buddha speaks that wisdom to us, and it is just a knowledge. So when you take it inside you and you think about it, contemplate on it, and do it again and again, and also the different aspect of the knowledge, if you look at Buddha's teaching, it is so large, it is so voluminous, it's so large, so many books. Why it is so huge? Because Buddha has spoken his teaching from so many different angles, so many different perspectives, and so many different ways. You see, so you can't just read some part of the teaching and then you say, "Oh, I know the teaching." No, you don't know. You see, in fact, you sometimes misunderstand because you just read or heard just one part. So you need to really read a lot to get a different angles and perspective of that knowledge. You see this popular story of the elephant and the 6 blind men, right? It is one of the Jataka, actually, one of the Buddhist Jataka story. So every blind man was given one part of the elephant. Somebody was given the foot, somebody tail, somebody ear, somebody the tummy, tusk, the trunk. And everybody were asked, what is elephant? And you know the story. The one who was given the tail said, elephant is a rope. Elephant is a rope. The one who was given the tummy said, elephant is a wall. Somebody was given the task, said, elephant is, sword or something. So everybody, somebody who was given the feet says, a leg, say elephant is a pillar. Elephant is a pillar. So this is the problem that can happen if we have little knowledge. You see? So a lot of time people read a bit of Buddha's teaching and say, oh, this is what Buddhism is. No, it is not. You really need to have so many different angles of it. Therefore, come every Sunday. Okay, come every Sunday. Okay, so I think this much should be enough for today's evening for you to reflect upon, think about, and I'm sure you will read more and more, give more time to book, less time to mobile. Less time, more times to book, less time to mobile. So this is what the message from the Buddha, and I hope you can keep it in your mind and try to follow it for your own happiness, wisdom, and development and peace. Okay, so we conclude here today's Sunday evening program, and we thank all of you for coming and joining this beautiful evening, making it very beautiful and peaceful. And we wish all of you good health, happiness, and joy. And we also now wish for the happiness of all the beings, whatever good we have accrued today, the punya we have accrued today with this program, we share with all the beings in the universe for the world peace, for the peace of everyone. May all beings in the universe be happy, healthy, peaceful, and joyful. Sukhi bhave yang ne dukkha ahane cha ahang viya
hita cha me sukhe honto majjata chataverino imam he gama ketam he satthanto sukhe sadha tato charajeso chakavale sujantano. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.